All right, hello and welcome back. This is Lucy the Bold. Okie dokie. So we are getting some things. Apparently, the other day when I was doing this, it did not save, so it put me back at the last save spot. All right. Let me see if I have the crow. Yes, I do. Okay. There we go. Let's see if this is the first bird or if this is the second one. Oh, yep, so this is for the first one. So I'm just going to kind of skip through this. Whee! All right, and this is little Jimmy again. Okay. All right, let's go back down here and tell Mom. Okay. All right. Put those boots on. 40 health to the deception. 40 health to the deception. They're the same. Okay. Alright, we're just simply going back up over here. Oh yeah, I forgot to get my luggage. Okay, let's go up the stairs, and we're going to come over here to this little gazebo area. Because the second bird is right here. Alright, Mick was able to catch the bird. Oh. Oh, really? This is new. Taunting totem. Nice. All right. Dwarven key. It might open some larger keyed lock regarding its... Okay. Elegant jacket. And a fragmentation grenade. So I usually give the grenades to Mick. Six, 1, and 10. Alright, that looks good. Alright, we got some pixie dust. Woo! Okay, we can't go any further over there. So combat pretty much goes that way. Everybody rolls initiative. Really? Again, I am sucking on my rolls. Okay, this is Rudolph. Yes, because, a lost person always has a look. Alright, I'll keep my eyes open. One-handed staff. Fighting bandages. Let's see here. I have dwarven beer, but I don't have any whiskey. All right. Okay. Alright, we got another health potion. I'm gonna give that to Mick, because I already got 3. All the little street signs usually have something to say. Let's try my chance at sleight of hand. 76. Oh man, come on. Okay. Oh, who? I didn't do that. Okay. Let's go down this way because I know there was something for me to loot. Alright, so his friend got turned into a bottle of booze. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's try it. Really? uh, poof. There we go. Turned her back into a person. She's angry, but it will pass. Might as well go down to the bird lady too while we're here. Okay, and then we gotta come over here. Have a conversation with Mick. All right.
You catch the sounds of a heated argument in the square, where a well-dressed dandy is shouting at a syndicate agent. Looks like things are about to get physical.
This is unthinkable! Absolutely not! I'm not going to do it! Your edits are a mockery of the performing arts.
Richard, it seems you misunderstood me.
Whoa, not so fast, Phil. It's Richard Maxwell Gracefield Parisi the Third to you! That's Parisi with an E!
No, of course. But you're deeply mistaken if you think we're asking your opinion on this. The head of the Eastern Syndicate must see the correct version of this play, the one we know he will enjoy. We've already made all the necessary changes. We hired you to direct this performance, and you will do what we tell you to do. Period.
Oh, this is positively scandalous! You're making me dizzy. I think I'm going to faint.
That's the end of this conversation. I trust we understand each other now.
Oh, my vision is going blurry! And my legs, they're failing me! Oh, I'm going to pass out!
Richard Maxwell Gracefield Parisi III closes his eyes and dramatically flops to the ground. The syndicate envoy bends over and discreetly places a folder full of papers in the director's hands. Then, after spitting disdainfully to one side, he departs, leaving the director to his feigned unconsciousness.
Okay.
As you watch, the director's right eye opens the merest crack, followed by the left, each lid rising cautiously. Its gaze fixes upon you for a minute.
That imbecile is gone, right? The goddamn ass-licker. He's going to pay for trying to force his gibberish on me. A douchebag who's never even had a manicure. Can you believe it?
Richard Maxwell Gracefield Parisi III, in his characteristically nonchalant fashion, fans himself with a thick folder. Yet his gaze remains locked on Nick.
Ah! Mickey, a radiant Rosie. And who's this you've got tagging along? I'm running a smidge low on those little pick-me-ups, like. But give me 2 sunrises and we'll be flying high again.
Richard, can't you ever keep your trap shut? That's got nothing to do with our business right now. Got it?
Oh, I see. What do you want then? Assistant? I thought the world was going to end before you finally showed up. Where the heck have you been? No, don't answer that. I don't care. The whole place is going to hell. Moreover, there's no way the actors can learn new lines in such a short time. Especially these actors. Have you seen them around, by the way?
Richard Maxwell Gracefield Parisi III wrings his hands nervously. But when his gaze returns to you, his eyes come to a sharp focus.
Why are you still standing here? Why aren't you racing around solving my problems and carrying out my orders?
Oh, he's such a flame.
Listen up, pal. You're my assistant, and you're going to do what I tell you. A good assistant needs to guess the maestro's wishes. Things must proceed smoothly so I can concentrate on the performance and bask in the applause. Is that clear enough for you? Can't you see? They're all drunkards. I will never, I repeat, never work with a provincial troupe ever again. It's almost showtime, but I don't see them getting ready backstage. They're probably wandering around someplace in a daze. Find them. Here's a list with all their names.
Let's see here. Roll less or equal to a 67. Let's try it.
Yes, of course.
Oh, excellent.
Don't have a
I rolled a
budget for
1.
Extra expenses, but I'll give you something out of my own pocket. Fantastic! Now move, move, move. We're running out of...
Okay, so now we gotta go find the 2 people. Looks like one of them's gonna be over this way. Observation. 16, successful. Okay, so I successfully found Penrose. Wow, she's hideous looking. uh, Alright, so that was nice. There's no way you could fail. Let's see here. Yes, voodoo magic. Once again, it's going to work. Okay, so now she's going to be one of our peoples. And then we gotta go back over here. I think. Yes. Alright, this is gonna be our other guy. I do like the fact that they put the names of the people that you're looking for on your screen. Okay. Wonder what a real tosser is. Yes, maybe. Oh, there we go. British slang for a piece of garbage. Okay, so now he's going to do that. So now we got to go over here. Alright, so who is it? There he is, sitting on a bench. Alright, so he's got a little wine issue. Alright, so now we gotta go back to the performance. Ah, 19. Goodness sakes. Alright, success.
Ah, you're back! Have you solved my problems yet? What took you so long? There wasn't any... Listen.
Well, this has got to be your magnum opus.
Did you say something, Giant? Go to the prompter's booth and get to work. And hurry up! Hey, hello there, fiery gentlemen and divine ladies. Welcome
So guess
to the
where I'm at.
exclusive, incredible,
I'm in
and
this little booth.
ultra-modern New world. I hope your trip here was as magical as my new hairstyle. Yes, I heard about those few small bumps you faced along the way, but that's all in the past. It's time to move forward into the future. Now, hold on tight, my friends, because the real star is about to appear. The boss of the gigantic Eastern Syndicate, the incomparable Wayne Zindo. Take the microphone, Director Zindo, please.
Welcome, newcomers, to our land. A land that lives and breathes freedom. At this point, I would normally be handing you a glass of wine while we all relax and have a nice chat, but today's circumstances call for a little improvisation. As you may have guessed, we've had a small problem with transportation. The train to New Ark has been delayed, but don't worry, Letta Jean and her team are already
Okay,
addressing
this gal
unpleasant
here
issue.
is going to become
And when
one
our
of your
system-wide automation is
main
complete, such
hirelings.
inconveniences will be nothing but a memory. You'll reach Newark eventually, and I guarantee it will be all the more thrilling for the wait. In the interim, the Syndicate has prepared a special gift for you. A drama arranged by Newark's acclaimed stage director, Richard Maxwell Gracefield Parisi III. Mr. Gracefield Parisi and his troupe will put on a performance of The Broken Heart of the Enchanted Beast. I hope you enjoy it as much as I know I will.
You've got the play's script in hand, though not a single line has managed to evade the conspicuous scrawl of a red pen. Zindo's underlings have revised the entire text, transforming the director's vision into an extended series of advertisements. Worse, the actors haven't had time to commit these revisions to memory. Now you must step into the spotlight and guide everyone through the tsunami of altered text. But first, you must decide whether to stick to the original script or navigate the Syndicate's adaptation.
Today, you will witness a love story unfold, and a vicious trap sprung, all in a sea of blood. Let this be a warning for any who dare bridge the gap between technology and magic.
Nerio, dear Nerio, this love's a snare, for magic and technology clash and flare. Their realms apart, they shan't entwine.
Okay, let's see here.
Yet, Mr. Zindo's new possibilities now may shine.
My sweetest Violet, defy this decree. Magic smites thy worlds not to me.
Oh, Nerio, the Weaver's darkest blight, their reckless magic turned day to night. We must respect the laws and ne'er sway, or risk they'll lead us far astray.
Herald, mark my words, thou shalt see. Great power from the rifts mine shall be. Weaver's gifts, I'll claim them all. My might and magic, they shall enthrall.
Nerio, beware! This path is fraught with peril and darkness. Heed the thought! Heed the thought! The thoughts. Such great power you can't control. It shall.
This is what I was saying about, you know, it's kind of fun because you can actually alter the course of things by your choices that you make.
And Violet, my heart's desire, her love and power shall all conspire.
Violet, fair Violet, I know her well. Her heart is in science, not some spell. To woo her with magic would be a ruse, and such dark intentions she must refuse. Young hearts entangled in this perilous strife, a clash of realms portends doom in life.
Let's see here.
If Nerio has forsaken magic, trust in the Syndicate's might. Zindo could have saved his mind amidst this perilous fight.
Nerio, dear Nerio, we must now part ways, for magic's darkness obscures your gaze. The laws decree In sorrow we must part. A love so pure, fallen to blackest art.
No, Violet! You can't break free, it's clear. My soul is bound to dark magic. My dear.
Oh, Nerio! Your transformation's too extreme. An abhorred mage, a nightmarish gleam. We can't bridge the gap betwixt realms so vast. For magic and tech allied can't last.
Beware of magic. Upright and fair, it tempts and beguiles.
Thank you, thank you. Oh, oh, bless your heart. So
That wasn't my script.
Merci beaucoup. Oh,
Damned
oh,
artists.
thank you. Hey, watch the threads. Hey, let go of me. Hey, do you know who I am? Hey, let me.
So what I did was I mixed up everything. A little bit of theirs, a little bit of his, just enough. And then, of course, obviously he got taken away by the police. Oh, wow, I rolled really well because I had to roll under a 10. So we're going to get a boat ride. Nice. I didn't get offered this the last time. Okie dokie. So now we get, wow, 500 XP gained and 3 armaments. So let's see what we got here. Okay. It's putting everything in weird spots. So is that better? No, that's the same as what Mick's got. Okay, this is no different than what I've got. Alright, give myself a 4th potion. Give Mick a 2nd potion. Any of these rings do anything? Okay. Alright, so the handguns don't do anything for us. Sleight of hand gloves. Alright, looks like everything's pretty much the same. Oops. I forgot to... Oh, yeah, I got skills. Okay, so my sleight of hands is 60, so that's pretty good. Obviously, 100 would be great, but I don't think you can go that high. So if you scroll over it, it tells you what athletics does for you. Okay. To learn and analyze information. So this results in a high constitution, so you'd have more hit points. Intimidation, so I'm good at deception and mockery. Charm, persuasion, I'm really good at. Insight's not bad at all. So intimidation would be the only thing. But Mick, I have him for that. So I want to be able to specialize in a little bit of everything as far as magic goes. So I'm going to take celestial magic to 30, and then the next time I get points, I'll go to the occult magic. I don't have anything in perks yet, and I don't have anything in traits yet, other than thief, meditator. So I'm going to hit confirm. Now for Mick. Okay. To keep one's muscle tone up is important to maintain one's strength. So he also has an endurance of 40, which means he can take a lot of hits. His intimidation is really good. He is a charmer. His steam tech is really good, but it would be nice to have his diesel tech being a little higher because there are some things that we're going to need to do. So I'm going to take this up to 20. Alright, he doesn't get any new perks, and he only has that for his trait. We're going to put his potion over here. If you don't have these potions and stuff in their inventory slots, you can't use them when it comes to combat. Okay, so we're going to use the ladder. Alright, talk to Simon, but you know, we are still looking for a crow. Oh boy. Because after we took that boat ride, yeah, yep, we got on the boat and now we're just screwed because we can't get back to the first part. We'll have to complete the game and then go back and finish up. 71 for pickpocketing. That sucked. Let's go over here. We got a book vendor. She may have some magic cards or magic books for me. Plus I can sell some of this stuff. Book of Fairy Tales, History of Magic, Crystal Ball. Okay, so I'm going to put some of this stuff in here. Well, I'll leave that there. The handguns, don't need them. Pants don't need. And then we're going to put these. Okay, and then we're going to click barter. Alright. And then leave. Some iron ore. Yeah, I was never offered the boat ride in the first part as a mage, so I mean as a steam tech or diesel tech, so it must have been something with being a mage, but I should have gotten the a chance to be able to do the storyline and skip that until later. Excellent. Excellent. Very successful.
Hey, Eddie, you heard anything about a circus rolling into town?
Nah, I haven't caught wind of it. Damn, just look at that guy. Is that a face or what? Just like my mother-in-law when me and Lizzie were marrying, right? Hey.
The policemen start laughing. apparently blocking the way for the strange crowd led by the
I can't
dwarf.
figure out those things on the backs of the police officers are for breathing, or if they're
In a
like
bizarre
jet
reaction
packs
to
or
the
something,
jest, the
or some
dwarf
type of power
begins
packs for their
gesticulating
armor
with an
sets.
air of near
It's really
hysteria.
kind of strange because they don't really tell you a lot.
Let us in.
It's just like, you know, why are these guys all being fired up with electricity?
Horrors, I told you.
You know?
Secrets to tell dreadful secrets. I've seen them. I have proof. People vanishing, poof, without a trace. Leslie, it's a nightmare. What seemed like a great mind is but a sham. Awful, awful deeds. He's actually a fake. Little ones, old ones, entire families.
Alright, let's see here. Magical knowledge. Magic is critically unstable. Okay, I'm gonna go with man. What a shit show.
Glances, succumbing to laughter.
Well, this is a democracy, Jeffrey. Who are we to deny the public a freak show?
Staring at the dwarf once more, he scratches his beard thoughtfully before delivering a derisive bow in his direction, nudging his partner with a smirk.
Go ahead. Let's hear this mysterious truth of yours, pal. Jeffrey will take notes, and we can write up an official letter of complaint. Now, where were we? Ah, yes. Dreadful things.
There's no time for that. No time at all. They cloned everyone. Director Zinto, his assistant. I must inform him at once. He needs to know everything. Leslie Harrington, that's a crime. They're dabbling in horrors, twisting ordinary folk into monsters. They must be exposed. What the horror? People are going missing, abducted for their wicked experiments. Let us in.
So now he's telling you what they are and why.
Abruptly, a growl rumbles from the throng. Horror grips the dwarf's expression as one of his companions trembles, green liquid bubbling within the mechanism on his back. Gradually it spreads, enveloping the entire crowd of creatures. As their heads lift, a predatory glare fixes upon them.
No, stop! We have to see the director. He must...
Without warning, the creature flings the dwarf aside, his head meeting the ground with a resounding thud, silencing him. The crowd roars into the fray.
Oh, fuck!
Okay. Let's see here. Grasping hand create a magical zone which slows and damages enemies. Alright, awesome sauce. Okay. Now, voodoo attack. Cast a deadly spell upon the target. Toxic skull. Distance turns. Okay, duration is 3. Or taunting totem. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Alright, and then we'll do that. And then let's see how many of these guys we can kill right out. Looks like he's gonna let me do everything. Nice. Okay. Let's see here. He said something about experiments. Know anything about that? The dwarf mentioned Leslie Harleton. Who is that? Okay. All right. Yep, they don't have a clue. Nice, I'm getting really good rolls. Okay, now should have loot. The bodies will stay here for a certain period of time. Let's go over here, get a newspaper so you can sit there and see what it says. Okay. Shopkeeper. What does the shopkeeper have? Bone of the monster, common, quite large. Coffee, jar of tomatoes, a belt. Generator belt is something that you need. Okay. Metal scraps we can always take. Alright, and then we're going to sell. Alright, that looks good. Okay, so you can't fight with these guys. Alright, we're listening to this conversation over here. Okay. Cop giving us orders. Guy wants the doctor to come see his wife. Alright, so this is the door we need to go into. Can't talk to any of those people.
Oi,
So this is Simon's office.
the hell are you hearing me? Operator? Flipping hell. Oi, operator! Get me Vinny Peg on the blower, would ya? Now! What do you reckon? I'm just gonna hang about here all night.
Love the wallpaper with all the seams coming loose and stuff.
Observe closely.
And then there's a map right here of
His beard as fiery as the
the entire map that's currently open.
Engaged in a telephonic exchange. Ah, now he spotted you. A raised index finger. The universal gesture to wait. For an ephemeral tick of the clock, the very
And if I'm not mistaken, I think there is an update coming in the middle of July to this game.
Nah, don't be daft. Vinny, listen here, mate. We're all in the same boat, ain't we? I get it. You're a bit knackered with these syndicate blokes nosing
Yep, come
around.
on. Blah, blah, blah.
Hey, boy,
Blah, blah,
tune
blah,
in,
blah.
Drop the brakes. Try and hustle me. Steady on, Vin. Stay sharp. Hey, Bart. Oi, there you are. How's the land of freedom treating you, mate? Look at you. I never expected Hilda's ward to grow up so fast. How was the trip? Got a warm welcome, I hope.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. That's how it's done, mate. And that grip. Blimey. Nick, that's what you call a genuine continental grip. Fierce. Like Darling Nine or yanking you by the... Ah, it's easy there. Whoa. Hey, pardon? Oh, right. What do I mean?
I'm not quite sure I want to know what he was talking about yanking
They
at.
ain't got a grip like that in the new world. They're too virtuous, all guarded like. Know what I mean? There's no true connection. Okay, you can unhand me now, champ. So how was the landing? Everything went smoothly, I trust?
Take note. The nervous shifting
Excellent
of
roll.
Nick's feet paints a telling picture. Evidently, he would prefer to keep his recent affairs hidden from Simon.
You bet, boss. Smooth as silk. The goods locked in the case. And the case with our visitor. It was a flawless play. And all thanks to my undeniable charm.
Despite the warmth in Simon's eyes, there's something obsidian hard in the stare he's aiming at Michael. It's clear, Mr. Simon sees right through Nick's feeble subterfuge.
Let's see here. There was a few minor complications, Mr. Simon, but nothing significant. It was a complete disaster. The ship arrived 4 days late, blah, blah, blah. Deception, everything went exactly as planned. Mick was there to welcome me at the gangway, and here I am. So, let's see here. Roll 2 10-sided dice to get a number from 1 to 100. I need to roll 37 or less to make him believe this. I'm going to go with there was a few minor complications, Mr. Simon, but nothing significant.
I believe I'm starting to take a shine to you. That's our style, mate. Straight off the boat and right down to business. All right.
Right down to brass tacks.
We're in the fold now. So let's have a toast, eh? Here's to that pair of us, the grand old continent, and the...
Having declared his toast, it's evident that Red Simon is wholly committed and will brook no deviation from the ritual at hand. With a practiced flutter,
Here's to the fresh face.
Take a drink or decline. I'm going to go ahead and take it. Last time I declined it.
All right, lend an ear. Picture young me, fresh off the boat, wide-eyed and fancy-free, A pioneer through and through. Didn't know a single soul in these parts. It was all on my shoulders. Every lesson and every scar was hard-earned. But tally it up now and look at the man before you. A dwarf of principle and honour. But fear not, mate. I'm gonna lay it all out for you. So get scribbling. The do's, the don'ts, the beasties that lurk in the shadows, and even what colour trousers best suits the game here.
Simon tops off his drink, draining the last of the spirits. There's a moment of silent lament for the empty bottle before he...
You got any clue at all what the New World's game is, mate? This bloody continent. It's a massive metaphorical melting pot. And it stews wizards, tech heads, sketchy figures, ladies of the night, and yes, even those pesky goblins. The whole lot of them. They're all jostling and using one another, all chasing that grand dream. And here's the kicker. From one old-timer to another. Every single one of them needs a bit of you in the mix. Oh, I'm talking too much.
Okay, so now you have a choice. You can give him your suitcase, which contains an item that may or may not have caused the complete destruction of the world, or you can keep it with you. But the thing is, you don't know in this game yet if keeping it with you is what causes destruction of the world, or giving it to Mr. Simon.
Oh, mate, let me clue you in. This is just the opening act of your grand adventure. At first blush, it might seem like no one else is after this here relic. No ancient evil, no magical puppeteer. It might seem like nobody gives a toss. But mark my words, the minute word gets out that you're packing this gem, they'll be crawling out of every crack and crevice to lay their dirty mitts on it. So stash it away. Do whatever it takes to keep that mystical wonder hidden from prying eyes.
Alright, so I have done this both ways without having anything majorly happen either way. So I'm just going to go ahead and give it to him.
Simon is extremely gentle with the suitcase, as though it contained armed explosives. Turning it towards himself, he opens it, and a subdued radiance bathes his face in a golden glow.
You think Fortune's smiling on us, boss?
What's that?
Boss?
Yeah, Fortune is smiling on us today. Incredible, ain't it? Never did get much of all that wizardry stuff. But they do have a knack for dressing smart, don't they? Mages have got that flair, no doubt.
Simon swiftly snaps the suitcase shut and stows it out of sight.
Now for the less than jolly part of our tale. There's a group round these parts, goes by the name Arcane Tribunal. A bunch of magical purists causing a ruckus for the Syndicate. You'll find the Tech Syndicate's fingerprints all over anything remotely magical. Not a single artifact slips past them, especially without the right papers. There's a top-notch magical item detector at the station. The plan was simple. Grab a suitcase, jump on a train, head to the capital, and call it a day. But now, mate, we've got ourselves a wee snag. Everything was running smoothly. Had my own people everywhere.
Yeah, remember,
No
the
clouds on
train's
the
out of
horizon.
commission and no one knows what's going on,
About a week ago,
quote
the train
unquote.
conks out, and they can't get it running again. Director Zindo himself drops in and takes charge. Now his lot's taking over all the key posts at lightning speed. Absolute migraine for our little operation, I tell you.
Okay, let's see here.
What do you reckon happens when the top dog rolls in? Pin the tail on the malfunction? Not a chance. They're out for a scapegoat. And to be perfectly blunt, I'd be more than happy to serve up that cheeky greenhorn who's trying to grab the syndicate's attention and at the same time gummed up my works.
He doesn't say who that is, so not yet.
This is a port, mate. Every soul here is chin deep in their own hustle, chafed. Even if they scale back the inspections, they'll keep finding new treasures here for ages. My guess is, even when that train is up and running, they won't be making a swift exit with all those inspections. Oi, I'd love to tell you they're some sort of magic-wielding sect or mystical cult. But let's call a spade a spade. They're just a bunch of angry blokes. Radicals and diehards. And they're kicking the syndicate's ass all over the East Coast. But I wouldn't dwell on it too much, mate. First off, they don't go after regular folks. And second, there's not that many of them. But every time a bloke sneezes, the syndicate thinks the arcane tribunal's behind it. Just consider it a local problem. But they're right in the thick of it, mate. They've messed up all my schemes with their nosing about, you get me? We can't move anything on that train now because Zindo's in control of customs. So those bloomin' syndicate brass planted their own.
And if you're wondering the order of which I go through the questions, I try different scenarios each time I make a new character, so to see if there's anything different that happens by going with, different questions at different times.
Hold his own on just about any subject.
And so far, no.
When it comes to running the magic detector at customs, he always knew how to keep his mouth shut and where not to poke around.
At least not with this scenario.
Now, if he gets the slightest inkling that something's off in the cargo, our little adventure's over. Oh, sure it will. Just about a month back, some gent tried to smuggle a goblin in as a migrant worker. You know how he did it? He magicked that poor critter into air, then trapped it in a jar. And what do you think happened next? That gizmo detected a magical presence in the jar right away. So if I were you, I wouldn't tempt fate. You're fresh blood round these parts. No reputation to speak of and no debts. You're a clean slate. Catch my drift? What I need is to get my Newman back into the railway business. What I need is to get my Newman back into the railroad business. I need someone I can rely on to conveniently overlook your magical baggage.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, I'm just going to tell him that I'll give it a shot.
All right, step one. Get rid of Newman's stand-in, Harold Fugard, and have a chat with Tobias. He should be ready to get back to work. Here are their addresses. Nick will tag along and cover your rear. Off you go. Best of luck, and keep a sharp eye out for trouble.
Yay! Okay, I don't know that I want to steal that. I don't know what would happen if I tried to steal that from that box inside of Simon's office. I'm going to forego it at the moment. Okay, so we got 2 more stars on the map. Simon says, and Simon says, and then the first rule. So we're going to try to make our way over to this one. Now I do want to go around the block and pick everything up that I can. See the girl on the beam with the cat? And then you go over here, and there's some loot here. And then you can have this girl. Let's see here. Strike a grand pose. Okay, now when you go into your inventory, you have a picture of yourself that she just painted. Oh, I like that look of that staff. Where did I get that staff? Sweet. Oh, we'll go with it. We'll go with it for now. Okay. I want to continue going around the square here. Don't know. Seems like I should be able to get in there. Alright, so this is the orphanage here, but you can't get into it yet. Basic voodoo jacket, 5 to health, 5 to voodoo magic. Okay. Alright, we'll sell him that. I am going to buy some fish. Give him that. See, you end up with your luggage back, so even though I gave it to Mr. Simon, You know, if you did see it, Mick had picked up my luggage. Yeah, everybody in town is either drunks or troublemakers, for the most part. Okay, so let's see here. Choices. My persuasion is 50, but because the person's mad, I would have to roll under 30. So I am going to go with intervene. All right, awesome. Okay, so I get to go first. Grasping hands. Okay, and then we're going to do taunting totem. And then this time I'm going to end my turn and let Mick do his thing when it's his turn. Because I'm curious. Alright, and then this is what the fragmentation grenades do. Alright, and we're going to let Mick end his turn. Okay. Oh, he dodged it. So. All right, now it's Mick's turn. Okay, and then we will end Mick's turn, or we can back him up a little bit, which I'm going to let back up just so you can see what happened. So his shielding came off, and that gave this guy a opportunity attack on Mick. So now Mick gets to move there. Mick's going to end his turn, and then it's my turn. So I'm going to cast Toxic Skull, which kills him. And then Voodoo attack on him. Okay. And then I'm going to end my turn. Alright, now it's Mick's turn. and then we won. So now we get to loot the bodies. Okay, and then we're going to talk to Victor. Okay, so persuasion is going to be a lot easier this time. The person is tired, so I get a plus 20, so all I have to do is roll underneath a 70. Of course, you're in this for money and profit, so you know that's why I went with that. Alright, and then off he goes. So now I'm going to look at what we got. A flame grenade. So I'm going to give this to Mick. Reason why I did is it says right on it, diesel technology, steam technology, or Tesla technology. Okay. Can I go in there yet? Yeah, no, I don't have the key yet. And can I pickpocket anybody? Nope, I cannot. But I can talk to this gentleman. Okay, we're going to move over here. It's going to be another fight. You can already tell it just by the way it looks, but I'm going to see if I can loot this pile first. Nope, not going to let me. Grasping hands. Mage corruption is increased. The totem, which is supposed to draw their aggro. So they're supposed to leave me alone. And we will see. So now I'm going to move back to get out of the line of fire. Okay, so because I moved back, it looks like they're going to attack the totem. I'm going to have Mick move in and then have him do a concussive strike. Try to get all these guys I can. Okay, now I'm actually going to leave Mick here because if I try to move him off, he's going to take damage because he's going to have an opportunity of attack by this body here. So I'm going to click block before ending my turn. See, they're still trying to attack the voodoo doll. Alright, and then I'm going to end my turn. Now it's their turn. They're still attacking that. So now it's Mick's turn. Okay, now Mick could technically come back here without any opportunity of attack. I'm going to move up a little bit. Toxic Skull. He dodged it. Voodoo attack. Alright, so that hit him. I'm not going to do insta-kill. You only get insta-kill here at the beginning. when you're learning how to do this. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to save the flame grenade. So I'm going to have him attack this guy. Okay, and then he's going to put a hit in on this guy who just blocked it. Alright, Mick's going to end his turn. Now it's mine. Okay, I'm going to end my turn. And then Mick is probably going to one-shot the guy. Alright, so now we loot. Nice. Oh, and fragmentation grenade. Carbine, leather gloves, flame grenade. Get this stuff over here. Jar with the electromagnetic field. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to hit inventory. I'm going to give a couple things to Mick. So one's going to be this. And then this, so I can see. And the flame grenade. Alright, so that's 8 to health, 4 to armor. This is 10 to health and 5 to armor. So what he's currently wearing is actually better. And then I'm going to put this here, this here. Now if we go into battle again, he's got 2 different choices. Okay. Let's go over this way. $12. 26 points. Okay, so we're going to move down here. Gonna move over here. And then we got plenty to get out. Alright, let's go back over this way. Gonna loot from this one. The little girl with the cat. Now I came from that direction. So let's go down here. Three, really good. Alright, we're going to come over here to a crafting station. And then weapons are here. And it tells you steam crushing hammer. Okay. Full-time manipulator. Steel fist. And then it tells you here what you need. Okay. And how much you need. Okay, armor, steam-powered boots. So I don't have the exhaust manifold and I don't have the piston. Steam engine backpack. I don't have any of this stuff that is asking for. And then the iron caprice pants. So I can't make anything of that, and neither one of us use any ammo, so we're going to close the menu. But now we can come back here at any point we want. there we go. There's the exhaust manifold. And this is another guy. Okay, this guy carries all kinds of cool stuff. So I want that old punch gloves, heavy steel fist. These would be good for Mick. And then you can buy all kinds of neat stuff from this dude. Here's the tubing. Stun grenades. Okay, we're going to sell this. The certificates. Alright, I got 2 of these things. I don't really need these books. So I'm just going to get rid of them at this point. I'm also going to get rid of the pixie dust because it's worth a lot of money. The cast list I don't need any longer. Okay, so we sold off some stuff. Now that hammer may actually be better than what Mick is currently using. Seven plus 2d8. The hammer does 8 plus 2d8. Okay, so I want to see what Mick has. And I'm also going to keep a stun grenade for me if I can. Yep, see, I can't use them. Okay, I thought I sold that. That's weird. I could have sworn I sold it. And this way Mick's got a nice little inventory. Okay, his hammer did 11 plus 1d12, which is pretty darn good. And what did we need for making him his backpack? Okay, so we need bolts, tubing, and a boiler. All right. Okay, bolts. Tubing. Boiler. And tubing. Alright, and then we're going to sell this thing because we just don't need it. And we're going to come back over here, go to this thing. Okay, we can make it. Yay. The robot's putting it together for us. Okay, now open this up, and then we're going to give this, because it adds more things for your character, but I can't use it. So we're going to give it to Mick. Now Mick's a very happy person. Alright, with that being said, we have been running for a full hour, so I'm going to leave my character parked here, and then I will see everybody tomorrow. Again, this is new Arcline. This is the pre-game, so like I said, there's going to be a major update coming out middle of July, I believe, on this game. It is fun. There is combat in it. You can die in it. You know, it's a lot of reading and puzzle, trying to figure things out. And yeah, I think it's worthwhile. So I will see everybody tomorrow, and have a awesome Friday. Thank you very much.